Hello everybody, Amyte here, and welcome to a very special video that I am doing. So this video, I got this idea from reading the patch notes that came out just an hour ago, and I skimmed through a little bit of it already, and I just thought, you know what, I should do this video because one, I want to help out players. I sincerely love doing that, but I just never have the time or the patience to do so. And two, from skimming the patch notes, I realized that none of these actually affect me in any big way, so it's not going to do anything bad for me. Let's talk about reading patch notes. Now, why did I do this patch note and not any other one? This is because this is a non-KMS exclusive patch note. So for free-to-play players, most of what we do, we being like the free-to-play players around all of GMS, you know, like Alex, Sean, Bob. With KMS patch notes, a lot of us free-to-play players, we like to abuse the fact that we get information 6 months ahead of GMS. So we are able to prepare 6 months ahead for a lot of things, and so we are very prepared for upcoming changes in GMS. However, this, on the other hand, is sort of a non-KMS thing, so unless you are able to read Chinese or Japanese or whatever, then you wouldn't have been able to figure out the upcoming changes that were coming to GMS from the other regions. That means this patch note is actually fresh for me, and therefore, subsequently, I would imagine a lot of other players as well, compared to if we were to go on orangemushroom.net and find KMS patch notes. Alright, so with that, why don't we start with reading some patch notes, starting with the stuff that I already went through myself. There's a Pongu revamp. The big one, right here. The following items have been added to the Yakuza boss rewards: the Terminus Defender, and then some magic capes, which I have no idea what they are, and then some recipes, but we don't care. All of these we don't care, but we do have Threads of Fate Closeness and an Intense Power Crystal. So now I'm already thinking, okay, well, how much is this Intense Power Crystal going to be worth? Because since every character can only sell up to 60 Power Crystals per week, I need to figure out what Power Crystals are the most optimal to sell with those 60 that you get over the week. And finally, only one of the Terminus weapons can now be dropped at a time. Well, and then Terminus weapon drop rate has been increased. From what, you know? Very ambiguous. Is it from 0.1 to 0.11%? So I am optimistic, but I'm also very cautious about these notes. They don't disclose the actual rates of the drops, which means, what does this mean? First of all, well, now Terminus Defender, the best in slot shield for warriors, now has a non-seasonal renewable way to be stocked up on, which means during Marvel, Terminus Defenders won't be super high in demand, hopefully, and this is assuming that these things will drop at a fair rate, you know? Now, obviously, I don't know what the rate is, so all of these hypotheticals can be thrown out the window once we get the patch and people start finding out these rates and whatever. But it's still in my mind, right? So I'm thinking, okay, scenario A, if Terminus Defenders start dropping like candy, what does that entail for the market? Well, it entails that supply is going to shoot up, and therefore, in balance, demand will probably be down as well, since so much is going to be available in stock, which means the prices of Terminus Defenders are going to drop down. But if scenario B, the drop rate is absolute dog shit, then none of this is going to change and everything's just going to be the same as before. Let's continue with the patch notes. So as we scroll down, I'm looking for anything that might be important. Oh, well, what do you know? So now I'm seeing, okay, nice. But this isn't a premium scroll, so that doesn't matter. Banana milks are going to be nice for meals? Yes, absolutely. So these items are going to be great for people who need to travel around with leveling Legion and stuff like that. So that's something to keep in mind. One of the things that I do and I do this on paper and pen, but I'm gonna do this on a notepad because there's no way to show the paper and pen, but I basically just have like a stack of paper that I just write a whole bunch of shit on during patch notes to basically have as a to-do list or just as like a highlights thing just to keep in mind of all of these things. So one of the things I'm going to be writing is Terminus Defender available in Shawa or something like that. I would write something like that. Let's continue down the patch notes and see the next important thing. Blah, 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 blah. You'll receive 1% EXP based on your level. You will receive a fixed amount of EXP for characters level 200 and above. Okay, so therefore this is worthless to me. So right now I'm just skimming. Don't really care. Ninja Castle, I do need to pay attention to this, so let's take a look at here. Okay, so this is important to know. So Ashurasu, for those who don't know, well, maybe we don't know. Let's go double check. So they're removing this guy. So that's a big deal. Because just looking at that one line, I'm not looking at the rest of it, but just seeing this line entails that, well, we're gonna lose everything that's in the shop, which means there won't be any ginger ales, and there won't be any warrior and wizard elixirs, which are pretty nice. So what does that mean? Buy out everything already! Ah! However, before we jump to conclusions, let's finish the rest of the notes here. Maybe they added like another shop somewhere or whatever, so we gotta figure that shit out. Rumor has it they'll be moved to Hennis's pot shop. I have no source. So we get Terminus again. We get a new soul shard. Oh god. A clean slate scroll 1%. Yuck. And a bunch of potion recipes, which I guess is nice, I suppose. You can get a 30-day pet that can be extended, so not only is Hilla now a viable option for getting free pets as a free-to-play, so is Gigatoad. Well, that's good to know. Gold Toad, used to exchange for items via Princess Suzume. Not really sure what that is, but let's see. You can exchange gold toads for the following items, which is stuff that expires, so I don't give a shit. Free Fusion Anvil Pog! Yep. So there's a couple things I want to double check, so let's see. Gigatoad and Frenzied Gigatoad. Less than 10 minutes, level 3 boss. Over 10 minutes. Shit. Just kidding. Level 2 boss. We'll just say that for now. Now, because I'm doing this as a video and as a stream, I'm gonna move on quickly, but I would basically try to elaborate more on these notes just to keep better notes for myself. I don't know how to pronounce this, but the tempo, well, this is the biggest one, for me at least, is that Princess No will now drop Hayato's treasure, Kana's treasure, and Ayame's treasure. Oh man, I'm so happy about this. Now this was the thing that made me go like, I want to make a video about this. So roleplay mode got removed and Princess No got these rewards, plus chance to drop legendary familiar card. Again, what's the rate, you know? Calling it untradeable low drop rate? Yeah, I'm calling that too, because that's Nexon for you. Again, back with the Terminus Defender situation. Scenario A, Scenario B. If Kana's treasure is going to be a reliable drop that you can get pretty consistently, well, what does that mean? It means that the 4th best in slot ring is no longer the solid Golux ring, it's actually going to be the Kana's treasure ring, because Kana's treasure has the same stats as a Meister's ring, so the stats that you get from a Meister's ring will be the same as a Kana's treasure. And I have this spreadsheet that I made a long time ago when GMS got introduced 25 stars. Voice crack. So I am able to actually see what the stats are if I were to prime my Kana's treasure, or everyone's Kana's treasure for that matter. So at 22 stars, it's going to be 138 stat and 77 attack, compared to a solid Golux ring that's primed or basic Golux growth, which means this is just better than the solid Golux ring. Now, before anyone asks, no, I'm not switching to a Kana's treasure ring. The difference is not substantial, but if you were a new player and the drop rate was good enough, then you would definitely just forget about the solid Golux ring and use the Kana's treasure instead. But again, I keep saying this to people, think about this shit practically. If Kana's treasure is an untradeable ring, and you have to farm it all, a free-to-play player is not going to be getting that anytime soon. Like, maybe down the line is, maybe that would be a good idea. That's something to also keep in mind. But if it's going to be untradeable, it's low drop rate and all that stuff, no one's gonna hold their breath to grab that ring, right? But here's the biggest one that I don't think a lot of people will think about, is that what will this entail then? Well, if Kana's treasure is going to be readily available again in scenario A, guess what? Prime accessories are going to shoot up in price. Why? Because whales, well, if they don't have a bod for some stupid reason, we'll call those dolphins for now. So these dolphin players, they'll want the Kana's treasure because they can 22-star it. If Kana treasure has drop rate, just use glow in that forehead. Well, I mean, there's one madman in Vera that actually did it. So let's say, hypothetically speaking, a good portion of players want to 22-star their Kana's treasure. Well, chances are they want to scroll it with accessory primes or iCogs, which means then the demand for accessory primes would go up, and therefore the prices of that will also go up as well. So you would have to think about these sort of things going into the patch, because it's like, oh, is this a merch opportunity, or should I just avoid accessory primes like the plague for now and wait for everyone to sort of get through that phase or that fad before grabbing accessory primes? Because, for example, you could be using accessory primes to go scroll your Sweetwater and your Dominators and Reapers, like Alex is saying, and all that stuff. So yeah, you gotta think about these things and what the changes will entail. And this is just one example of them. And again, everything that I say is not definitive. These are just all hypothetical. So in my head, I'm just thinking, okay, if this happens, then this will happen. If that happens, I have to do this, so on and so forth. It's just all sort of like being prepared for whatever happens to react accordingly. So a cool change with Threads of Fate is now instead of a daily thing that we have to worry about, it's now a weekly thing. And more importantly though, is that the reduction is now 15 points per week. So that means if you are able to gift 7 times a week and lose 15 points, that means your net gain is always going to be +6, which means you never have to worry about losing your Ruzu bind and all that stuff, which is nice. So overall, right now, all the things that I've talked about has been just thinking about hypotheticals and what they do to the market, because it's really important as a free-to-play player to take advantage of the market. And because these patch notes and these sort of like fads or flavor of the month moments is what drives up the prices of a lot of things. We've seen this happen before with many things, like Mugongs recently. A while ago we got free 30 iCogs from the Ketchy event, which drove up the prices of Innocent Scrolls because everyone was trying to iCog something good on their equips. Golux changes too, that drove up Dominators and Reapers as well. So many examples of patch notes and events affecting the market in such a way, and you sort of just need to think about this in the big picture. Cool little note though, fixed an issue where certain unit damage skins had Korean unit indicators, so that means I can go back to my await unit damage skin after. Okay, now we're hitting the part where I actually did not read any of it, so this is completely brand new to me, so I am going to have to quickly see this as fast as I can because I don't want to take too long. Your rapport specific blah 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 blah, up to 15 levels. 15 levels of rapport. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 times 15 is 120? Yeah, 120. So that means you'd have to max out everyone's rapport to get to 50 node stones. And this I'm not really concerned of. Oh, Mechanical Hearts! It's back, right? They announced it. I'm so excited about that actually. So I'm thinking about my Kine and being like, well, if Wondroid's back, maybe I should go farm a Wondroid and a heart. Wondroid heart's fully untradeable? No, actually. My guildie showed me their Glimmering Heart. It's a one-time trade across account, so I can actually prepare for a Kine. Legends return. Okay, let's see. As I seem to recall, like this was a recurring event, so I'm just going to see what's the rewards. Cosmetic. Oh, here we are. Ranking rewards. Oh, here we go again. How many cheaters are we gonna get for this event? Let's see. So now basically what I'm doing is I'm just scrolling through the rewards, and if I see it's cosmetic, I might just look at it for a few seconds, and if it's not worth my time, I don't care. But it's different for everyone, right? If you do care about it, then you should look into the details of it. But for me, I'm just concerned about if there's anything that will affect the market, or just something that I actually have to go farm for myself for funding. So looking at here, the rewards are nice, but it's not significant, so I don't care. Extension, don't care. New Sunny Sunday, okay, I'm looking for 5, 10, 15, or... Oh, okay. Magnificent Soul event. Okay, so this might be a good day to buy Magnificent Souls, or to, you know, open my soul. So this is an important date. So one of the things that I absolutely write is date and date ranges, because I need to know about these things and I need to be reminded of them. So I need to write this down. Ooh, Spell Trace Fever time. So that's from here to here. Spell Trace Fever. So again, what does this entail? Well, if Spell Trace Fever is happening, then maybe CSS will go up, maybe Innos will go up, maybe hammers will go up. Just kidding, hammers are worthless because everyone keeps getting them. In my opinion, I feel like this is a kind of filler patch for me personally, since I'm pretty endgame. I don't need to worry about all of this stuff. Some of the cosmetics do look nice, so maybe I will work towards them, but it's nothing that I really have to stress about. So overall, what I'm feeling with this patch is great, because nothing to stress about. I know for a fact that when Neo comes out, I'll be stressing. So with that, I think this will conclude at least the video portion of this recording. So I hope you guys got a little bit out of this session / recording thing that I did. It's sort of like a new thing that I'm trying out with the YouTube channel on things for MapleStory that's besides Road to Max Damage. Because one of these days Road to Max Damage is going to end, right? So again, if you're looking to fund yourself or look through your progression or try to figure out like what's your next best move, this is sort of like what I do and what most free-to-play players generally do in order to get an edge on everyone. So I guess the important skills as a free-to-play player is you gotta be able to read well. And you gotta do math well, I suppose. I mean, those are like core skills, I suppose, that anyone should have, so I don't know if that's a gimme or anything. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching this little video. I don't know how long this is. I'm gonna go straight to editing right away soon after this stream. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time, alright? Bye-bye. Let me know what you think about this video series and stuff like that.